What's up guys, Magix here. I just wanted to tell you guys about some of the mounts that you can get and some of the gold you can get from it. All of these are from raids and they are rather rare, but at the same time it's a nice amount of income that you can get just by doing this every week on whichever characters are capable of running them. Now before I get into things, I just want to make sure you know that you're doing this on 25 heroic for each of these raids, except for MSV, which you do on whichever you can really do it on. I normally do it on normal mode because it is rather difficult. Now I'm just gonna quickly show you where all of the entrances to these dungeons are. So we start off with Black Templars there. So Old Outland, you go there from Jericho Forest, Shattrath City, to the Black Temple, and then we have on Azeroth we go Northrend. Icecrown Citadel is there, so if you're in Dalaran, we go from Dalaran to Icecrown Citadel. In the same way we go from Dalaran to Ulduar, and that's up there. Then we have in Kalimdor we go to Caverns of Time, which we teleport from Dalaran. There's a portal in Dalaran to Caverns of Time. Caverns of Time is where Dragonsoul is. Last of all, we go to Firelands, which is you go to Orgrimmar, and you fly from Orgrimmar to Mount Hyjal and Sulfuron Spire. This is a little more difficult if you're Alliance, in which case you want to be getting to Darkshore and flying your way there, and Darkshore you take a boat to. It's a bit of a pain for non-Horde players, but it's well worth it for the gold you get. So now we'll start with the one that gives you the most gold, and this one is actually worth doing even if you don't want the mount, as it takes about 15 minutes to finish the entire instance, and it gives you 2.4k worth of gold. None of that's from auctions, it's just straight flat gold. If the things disenchant for a profit on your realm, I do suggest doing that, but if you're going to be running this like I do 4 or 5 times a week just for the mounts and the gold, you might not be able to sell all of that dust very quickly. So aside from the around 10k gold you get for each hour you invest in Firelands, you also get some really cool mounts. Now I'm just going to show you what these mounts look like. Let's see. I've got the Flame Talon of Alice Razor. I have not been lucky enough to get this to drop. I have run it enough times to deserve it, but not actually seen it yet. And then we've got the Pure Blood Firehawk, which I do have, so I'll show you how that looks. Now, isn't that a pretty thing? So, it's worth doing for the mounts, but the gold is amazing as well. Now I'm going to tell you guys about one that is a little bit more difficult. Now you might not want to be doing runs of this one just because of Spine of Deathwing, but Dragonsoul is also a very nice amount of gold. But then again, if you find yourself unable to kill Deathwing, you might want to skip it, because it's a huge amount of time you got to spend between the boss before Ultraxion and Ultraxion itself. So you're going to be wasting a lot of time waiting for the RP stuff before you finally get to kill the boss that gives you one of the mounts anyway. But if you are capable of killing Spine, you should do the entire instance, and there's 3 mounts you can get from that one as well. Now the first one is Experiment, which is what I call the Bubblegum Drake. Look at that one. Nice and pink, nice and blue, all the cool colors. That's one of the coolest ones. It's a very low drop rate, I haven't seen it yet. Then we've got, of course, the Blazing Drake. Let me grab that one out for you. So this is the Blazing Drake. That one drops from Deathwing, and I'll show you. Oh, that's what it looks like, isn't it pretty? Alright, and then we got the Handmaiden of Alexstrasza, which looks almost exactly the same, and that's from the Heroic version. You can get both of them from Heroic, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, and So in total from Dragon Soul you'll be finding yourself getting about 2.3k from a run, and the run takes about 25 minutes, so you'll be totaling at 6.5k per hour. Next I'm going to talk about Ulduar, which drops what I'd consider the coolest mount in the game, which is Mimiron's head. Now, that one's a rare one. Never seen the guy drop, probably never will, but I still run it every week on every character anyway. Now this one drops about 400 gold flat, and if you have engineering, there's 3 bosses you can use the engineering on that will give you extra Eternals, extra bars. If you have a Titan Steel bar, my realm it sells for about 500 gold. It may not sell for that much on yours, it may sell for more. But I find on average, due to that, one run is about 1k gold, and that's 25 minutes, so about 2.4k gold per hour, as well as a chance at Mimiron's head. Now I honestly would be running it if it gave 0 gold, because that is a cool mount, but it's up to you. Now I'm going to show you what that one looks like, of course, because if you've never heard of it, then well, shame on you, but here it is anyway. Now, you've probably seen this one around. It looks pretty funny. Yep, it's a flying mount, and very few people have it. You might want to be that person. Alright, so here's a big one. This is Icecrown Citadel. It drops Invincible, which is this mount here, and Precious Ribbon, which isn't a mount, but it's a cool item that, as a shirt, gives you a buff saying Best in Show. And a lot of people want it. It's pretty cool. People see it and they'll be jealous. Now, Icecrown Citadel takes about 25 minutes as well. It gives around 700 gold from all of the drops once you vendor them, and you can also find yourself earning about 150k. Now it's more than that on my realm, but on a normal realm 150k if you do Shadowmourne. Now Shadowmourne will take you a couple of months to finish, and it's a bit of a pain, but it is such a huge income. It gives you the Tablet of the Library, which is this one. On my realm, I've seen it up and sell for 100k, but you probably won't be able to get that much for it. It also gives you the Crimson Death Charger. Let me show you that one. It's worth quite a large sum of money, and quite a few other toys that sell for quite a bit of money as well. Alright, and next we've got one that is often overlooked because it's very recent. It's rather difficult to finish unless you have a geared character, and that's Mergashon Vaults. You'll want yourself to go not the entire way through the instance, but up to the last boss, and you'll be getting around 800 gold for that much time. It's about 20 minutes, so about 2.4k per hour of your time invested. But it drops this one, Astral Cloud Serpent. Now I haven't seen this one drop either. It looks pretty cool. Not too many people like it, but the people that do really want it. And that is one of the rarest mounts that you can get. Now, I suggest only doing it if you've done all of the other raids for the week, because it is rather painful to do. But otherwise, give it a shot. If you have an easy time, do it every week. Otherwise, you know, at least you tried. Alright, and the last one I'm going to talk about, this one doesn't actually drop a mount, but it drops something just as cool as a mount. See these? These are the Warglaives of Azzinoth. You get them from Black Temple. Now Black Temple, you think, oh, how are you going to get any gold from that? Everything that you just talked about drops lots of gold. Well, Black Temple is still about a flat rate of 500 gold per run. It is 25 minutes to do the instance, but you'll be finding yourself getting a lot of epic gems. Now I find myself getting at least 10 a run, but I've had runs where I get 20. And if you have a jewel crafter with the recipes, which you get from the Hyjal dungeon rep, you'll be finding yourself getting between 50 and 500 gold per gem once you've crafted them. The red gems, you craft them into strength, and they are worth a fortune. I've had runs of Black Temple earning me 10,000 gold, That's 25 minutes and a chance at the Warglaives, and it's a very solid place to be getting yourself gold if you get those drops. I do suggest doing it if you don't have jewel crafting and selling those jewels anyway, but if you have jewel crafting, it is a huge income. Well, that pretty much sums up my list of raids that you should be doing if you want to get some cool mounts and some free gold. If you have any suggestions as to what mounts and raids you do that, you know, there's not any left after what I've said, but if you think that there's some that are worth doing, then please let me know in the comment section. If there's a video you want me to make or some sort of information you want, then let me know. Otherwise, check out my stream. Gotta do the sellout thing. I do giveaways of the 1 month game time tokens every, I'm not going to say how many followers, but at the moment it's every 20 followers I'll give a free WoW token away. For milestones I'm going to be giving away TCG items, but aside from that, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like the video. Otherwise, do it anyway, why not? Cheers for watching. Peace.